One of my work partners became my life partner. It was all a great time. See, my love life definitely gave me the maximum confidence and courage in me. And you know what the students used to come back and tell me? Madam, he is more friendly than you.
Dear Nectareanz, greetings from your CNK, a podcaster, life coach, and a spirited idealist. Welcome to a podcast, Nectars Within. It's a podcast where we are gonna unleash our potential together through ideas, thoughts, and extraordinary stories of ordinary people. Dear Nectarians, in today's episode, we are going to have a heart out talk with Dr. Vasa, a very special guest of mine. Before even I introduce her, let me give you a small picture about her. She is not only a doctorate with 40 plus years of experience working across continents as a scientist, researcher, and a professor, guiding more than 1,000 students. And I take immense pleasure to tell that I'm one amongst those 1,000. She was not only heading the Department of Biotechnology and Research Wing in a prestigious university at India, but she is someone who took that courageous step to avail a volunteer retirement at the age of 60 to pursue her vision for her life, which was to become an entrepreneur in the field of sewing, the bigger purpose to empower women and disadvantaged people. According to me, this made her extraordinary. With no further ado, join me in welcoming our first guest of our show, Dr. Vasa.
It was a 4 year tenure, and there again, I realized life is not very simple and easy. Because, see, as I have been mentioning, I am from a small town, Tirunelveli, down south of India. Moved to the capital of Tamil Nadu, where the culture and everything system is were different. And I joined Professor Kalyana Sundaram and came to know that there are only boys in my group. He had four boys, and the last one was me. Those days, uh, when we used to do our PhD, it was all a lab for a particular professor. So during working hours, you interact more only with your own group. You don't interact with the other group students. I said, okay. Now comes the next hurdle for me. I told my mother, I told even my supervisor, I am not used to this. All are boys. How do I work with them?
That's a miraculous occasion.
Yeah, but I did not know that that's going to change my life completely. One of my work partners became my life partner. It was all a great time.
Now I'm coming to the most interesting topic of mine, your love story. Sweetest thing, your work partner become your life partner. How did that happen? And how do you see this, love story as such from your perspective?
He was my work partner, then he became my friend, then soulmate, and then he became my life partner. It was a seamless transition. You don't know, like exactly, what stage each one changed to the other. But as you mentioned, That's not a, a great story to think of that. Now it is fun, all because you have to imagine it's not happening today. It happened 40 years back. So that, those days, it was not considered as a very enjoyable love story. Like people never used to even tell that we are in love with, we want to get married, because those days it was always considered that taking that decision is almost like eloping. They don't consider it as a love, enjoyable love marriage.
I observed your life post your marriage in a way because you have been my HOD. You do a lot of activities. You are not just HOD, you are also heading a research wing. You are also head of, what you call the women
Technology,
technology, also leading as a head of this uh,
women's cell, entrepreneur
women's,
cell.
yeah, exactly, entrepreneur cells and everything. Or hostels, you are also heading the role as a deputy warden for women hostel, everything else. And then I had a question: how did you get so much of time to do all these activities? Like how your love life contributed to that? Can you tell that from the footstep of a love life to preserve your individuality and space? Something more on that.
See, my love life definitely gave me the maximum confidence and courage in me, and encouraged the leadership qualities, whatever it is, in me a lot. See, like how I said, he was my work partner, became the life partner, and between the transition of a friend to soulmate. The same thing is holding even today. In every time, every stage of my life, he has contributed a lot. See, sometimes we have worked in two different cities. That time it was he who took care of the house. We had the main establishment here in Mysore, but he took care of that establishment along with taking care of my daughter. I was like a guest coming monthly once or fortnight one, and it was he who gave me the support that you go ahead. He respected my feelings, I should say that. He gave me 100% freedom. He gave me 100% encouragement to do whatever I want. Otherwise, it is impossible for me to balance both the academic career of mine with the personal life.
Would you also like to tell something on your trip to Denmark and how this love life supported as well?
Yeah, that's true. See, my first trip was 1997, 98, I think. That time my daughter was just 12 years. I got an opportunity. I got the first Danida fellowship then for 6 months. So the question came, should I have to accept it or not? See, this I'm talking again 2 decades back. It is not now. 2 decades back, for a lady to leave the house, leave the child, and go overseas and for your career growth. It was under Indian situation, it was unimaginable for many women. But I was so lucky. See, when this offer came, he was the one. He said, no, you are going to take it. You go ahead. I said, how can he leave the house and go? How can he leave a daughter who was just 12 years? He said, don't worry, it is my responsibility. So that support really made me. No, I am very thankful to him for whatever I am today because of so many sacrifices. I'm sure he has sacrificed many of his interests during the period of me not available in the house. Right? He had to give his full concentration to our daughter. He did it. And he is so very proud about it. One day I asked him, what was the happiest moment for you? He said, the day you flew to Denmark. So that is the encouragement he gives.
I like to just share my own feelings on this specific topic. When I was doing the podcast recordings, I sent the audios to you for the review, and I got a feedback from you. I was expecting your review comment. Suddenly, there was a voice of a male. It was your husband. It's a 1 minute audio. Like in that 1 minute, he conveyed his ultimate love towards you, the proud feeling about you. You made, she was literally telling, you made my, wife in such a way that she is just really a big star. I feel so proud of, I see him as cheerleader, but I like to also add a point here. He is also a renowned scientist, right?
Yeah, he is a microbiologist. He's a food microbiologist. He retired. He was heading the food microbiology department in the central organization CFTRA here in Mysore.
Exactly. He's a scientist. He's a scientist, and he's such a supportive husband. That's an astonishing factor.
He used to support me in when I was working in Banariam, and also I used to send my students to CFTRA for a training or for doing project. That time he was heading the microbiology department there, and I was heading the biotechnology department in Banariam Institute. He used to encourage a lot, and you know what the students used to come back and tell me, Madam, he is more friendly than you.
Yeah, we will talk on that specific friendly part at the end. I have a special session for it. This entire episode, it was quite again a modernized version of love story, given the timeline of your life, to be honest. And you will have, you just find it, okay, it's just love, it just happened. But it has a very good, a very important message even for its contemporary life. As a life coach, I also just coach on relationships to a couple of my near and dear ones and the clients. You know what? You don't believe me? I coach them on the personal life. Whatever you speak, being support that's something lagging. There's always an ego clash. This one-sided, dominant. I always speak about it, but that's something you lived it. That's something makes you even more endearing. Post the conversation offline, I spoke with my sister. Hey, see what a wonderful thing. Is there something you can just adopt your, love life as well? She's married, still I call it as love life. And she also inspired from your love life. Again, I stress on this specific point because this is how we spread our sparks across. Thank you so much. I think this is going to be a big, big, big bang news for people across.
I'm sure it will. See, not only in academics. See, when I started this Vasa, it was my daughter one day when I was visiting her. She came with a small parcel for me. She said, "It's for you, a small gift." I could not guess. I thought probably there is a perfume or something like that. Then, when I opened up, I saw a number of labels with the name Vasa. You don't know, I almost know the tears started rolling down my eyes. It was a very emotional moment for me because she said after starting Instagram page, she said you have to mark your label. You have to mark your products with your label. It's very very important. You may gift them. That's fine. That is not a problem. But you have to put your mark there. See, we never even discussed what should be the name or how I have to uh, start the brand name or anything like that. It was she who brought the label Vasa. But it suited my convenience in a number of ways. See, then actually, Vasa, in my family, as I have been repeatedly telling that I am the highly pampered child. So instead of calling me with my full name Vasanthi, many of my relatives, many of my, especially my sisters and brothers, call me Vasa. So that was awesome. I like it very much when this label came as Vasa. Then I realized that see Vasa means a duct, or you can call it a vessel also. That means a storage from which you can transfer the knowledge It can be the knowledge of education, it can be the knowledge of music or any knowledge. But I took it that is my knowledge of sewing and serving to the society is done by the name Vasa, a duck, which will pass whatever little I know or whatever I have learned over 70 years of my life to the society or to women or to kids. So I liked it very much. It's very special. And also, this name Vasa in Sanskrit also has a specific meaning. It is again a storage which can be used to pass on or share it to others. So, this Vasa name is very close to my heart. I love that name.
Nice, nice to know the origin. People might be thinking just because that's a short form of her name behind it, but it also has a meaning of its own.
Yes, it has.
It's a complete pack of endearing around you. I feel so happy that you're so blessed in this way. Now, a fast forward take you to another phase, very important phase. We spoke on length and length about your mother, a grandchild, also your life partner. But the only person which we have not spoken much is your daughter. But her references were everywhere. You have really done a very big step in your life exclusively for your daughter at the age of 60th. There are two things which happened at the age of 60. One, you took a volunteer retirement for two reasons. The first reason is very evident, which I also told in the overview, to pursue your happiness, which is actualize your vision, entrepreneurship as a Vasa. But there is also a very special reason behind it. Would you like to talk about it?
Yes, of course. Say, always as a working woman, I always used to feel that my contribution towards my daughter could have been a little more than what I gave. See, why I'm telling this is, see, at the age of 12, I went to Denmark for 6 months continuously. If she had resisted, if she has said even once, I cannot be without you for 6 long months, I would not have gone. See, my husband's support is there, I do agree, but my daughter's support is equally important. So the first thing was that. But even before that, whenever I was working also, see, I had stayed in different cities away from her for few months or a couple of years. All those times, she has never made any fuss. I know that she enjoyed me, my coming back home, and she enjoyed being with me. But she never troubled me with the saying that you please don't go, you work here. So that was the first encouragement from her throughout her life. From the day she was born, even when we were in the same city, I had to leave her with a helper to go for my work. Always she has been so very cooperative. That is for my academic. And sometimes when my husband and me come home from work, we always used to talk about science. Either we will have something to be discussed from my side or from his side. We have to remember, no, she was also there. She knew the names of so many fungi, so many plants, but she never used to tell that please enough to stop talking about science. So, see, these are all they may sound very small, but they are very important. They help me to carry out my dream in academic. Coming to sewing, see, I used to stitch her dresses even before Vasa was started. I used to stitch dress all her outfits till she joined college. After that, all these jeans and t-shirts came, and she slowly shifted to that. But before that, it was me who used to do even her uniform. She never used to feel bad for wearing them, or she always encouraged. She used to like it. So that's again a great thing, appreciation and encouragement given from my daughter.
Nice. And what was this that special moment that you did for your daughter at the age of 60th?
I showed her that age is just a number to start anything in your life.
That's lovely. So good.
See, actually, I think I missed answering that question. So you also mentioned that I could not have started a sewing endeavor at the age of 65 all of a sudden. There should be some background for that, right? So uh, actually, I am from a very very artistic family. I should say that my mother, my sisters, and now my many of my niece and nephews are also very good artists, either in sewing, knitting, or painting. They are amazing. But back then, I am going back to my childhood, where at those times when my niece and nephews were not even born, we used to have for Dashra, we used to decorate with dolls. I'm sure you will be knowing. We call it as Golu Navaratri time. So there, all sort of creativity will be shown by all the houses. There will be healthy competition among the houses in the street to show who has done better this year. So the work for the doll keeping will start a couple of months before itself. So we used to make lot of handmade items, some dolls, or we sometimes we will take a theme. We will take a theme of a park where we will make handmade items, handmade chairs, handmade tables, handmade all the components of the park. So I was exposed from my childhood itself to such a environment, and my mother was a great artist, and my sister, all my sisters were very very good in sewing too. And I would like to share this incident. I vividly remember that one of my sisters, see, though I learned a lot from my mother and my from my all my sisters, one sister, my second elder sister by name Mrs. Rukmani, she is now 87 years old. The age gap was is between us 15 years. She was very particular that even if I want to go out and play, see those days after coming back from school, we had the liberty and privilege of going to the street and playing with other kids. She will say, no, you complete this part of the project, you do embroidery for 10 inches and then go, or you finish this hemming and then go for play. Those days I used to really, did not enjoy doing that. But I couldn't tell, no, I will not go, for two reasons: because it is my sister who is telling. Second thing, I wanted to go out and play, so let me finish this and go. But today I'm telling you that it's all the training what I got from my sister, or the discipline uh, has contributed a lot to my sewing, to whatever I am today. I owe to her a lot that I would really like to record. And similarly, another person who I would like to acknowledge through this podcast is one of my friends by name Dr. Padma Venkat. She also played a major role. After starting Instagram and after making labels, I was all gifting. Then on one Vijayadashami day, the previous day she called me. She lived in a different city. She said, Vasanthi, I am placing an order for a particular product. You are starting it tomorrow, being Vijay. And she placed order. She said, no, I am placing order for this product. You are starting it today. Now, I really owe a lot to her also. I don't know if not for her whether I would have started that day or I would have postponed it further. So these two people in my life, I would like to remember them, to be remembered for whatever Vasa is today.
That's an awesome news. And again, you are just keep on giving me goosebumps all through the episode. It's just such a lovely, experience, insights. Thank you so much for sharing. And a big royal salute for sister and a friend.
Yeah, thank you. And you asked whether there was any interesting event during my PhD days or in your terms during my love days, right? See, one thing, no, even after marriage, you said you always call your sisters as a love life. No, unless until that love is there, no, the marriage will not be successful. So they go hand in hand. I think after marriage, the love life should become more strong. The incident, what I remember during my PhD days, maybe that was the early days of our love life. My husband wanted to take me out for lunch. He knew that I will not come alone with him because we were just colleagues then. No? We have not gone to the next stage. Then he called my friend, his friend, to make it that it is a common party. Okay, he ended up calling some 10, 15 people and spent his whole month of fellowship. But to learn that that day I did not turn up. I didn't go for the party because so I always tell him, he always says, you cheated me for your sake. I spent the whole fellowship inviting everybody in the department, but you were not there. So that is a very funny moment we always think about and laugh.
Most sweetest moment, just to have a good time with you, impress you.
Yes, exactly.
He didn't have his angel, that's that's a sorrow moment as well to him. Dear listeners, and that's the episode for today. And I strongly hope that it resonated with you so genuinely. Personally, I had my own share of learning and insights from this heart out talk with Vasa. And let us know what was your takeaway, insight, or spark from this episode through your Instagram comments by tagging the Instagram page of Nectars Within and Vasanthi Umesh Kumar. And also, feel free to follow the Instagram page of Vasanthi Umesh Kumar and stay connected with her unique products made with a big heart and a greater purpose. With that note, thank you so much once again for your time and listening. It means a world to me. And stay tuned and keep supporting our cause by subscribing to Nectars Within and click on the bell icon. And if you think, really think, these insights helped someone, somewhere, and somehow, please share it with them. Let's spread the sparks and spread our nectars together. Thank you. Till then, namaste and vanakkam.